everybody, Jim from Jim's Coleus. Hope everybody had a safe and enjoyable Memorial Day weekend. I wasn't expecting to be out here today because it's in the 90s, but I really need to get some of my Coleus potted. But it's beautiful under this awning here. So I wanted to do a real quick practical video to help you guys out, give you some more ideas, physically show you basically how I pot my Coleus for the farmers market. And also I integrate that. Obviously my main purpose is to have my YouTube channel to teach all of you guys and gals how to pot, how to create pots, and how to take care of your Coleus, and how to keep them in pots if you so desire for years. Bring them in, overwinter them if you live in a climate like New Jersey where we have winters. Just to give you some pointers. But here's some beautiful Coleus and some of the pots and how I basically pot everything every year. So let's go take a look. All right, so first off, really, again, it's 90 today. It's very strange. This is 90 today, but the rest of the week, tomorrow, it's gonna be 65, 66, which is kind of refreshing. It'll do the Coleus a little good. But here we are. I got the sunshade down. Coleus don't really like direct beating sun, especially heat like this, so I had the shade cloth down. Still getting plenty of light. Got the fan. This is a necessity. Just gave them all a good drink before we get to the pots, and you can see even with the fan and all the doors and windows wide open, we're a little over 100. We're about 102 degrees in here, so it's plenty hot. But I gave these a really good drink. Everything is really well drained. I know I say don't saturate your soil and so forth, but in greenhousing such as this, where I have my pots and they're well drained, I make sure that they get good water, especially with, as you can see, the fan going. It's going to dry things out a little more. So you can argue, well, why have the fan going? But if I didn't have the fan going, it would get so hot. And again, if you're following along, it keeps insects from finding a nice, comfortable little shady spot. And I'm very lucky I don't get any insect problems in this greenhouse. So, but pretty hot in here. All right, so here's a little look on how I set up. This is how Jim's Coleus gets his Coleus together. I need to get these potted, or I need to get some of them. I'm not gonna pot all of them, but I wanted to get a good start today. But so basically, here we go. Miracle Grow moisture control potting mixture. It really makes a difference if you get the best stuff that you can find. You know, you get what you pay for, as they say. So I have a bunch of pots because it's so hot. Again, my Coleus are growing at different stages, so I'm getting the larger and the colorful. And one of my followers suggested that I mix up some of my Terranias with some Coleus, so I'm going to do just that. I think these pots here will be perfect candidates for that. So we're going to put a Coleus or two and a Terrania. Well, you can see we got some beautiful Coleus ready to go. So what do you think? Which ones? Just really look at what I have, the colors, jitters, colossal marble with some beautiful splashes of color. So this is it. This is how I do it every year. And every year I hone my craft, as they say. And again, as I mentioned, if you've been following along, I'm really excited this year because we got really the best. I think I have the best crop yet. Most colorful, diverse colors, some really great patterning. And that's what happens when you grow so many. I don't suggest you, as a homeowner, grow 600 unless you have a large landscaping that you can plant all of them, then go for it. But again, these are all for farmers market, and also mainly to teach you guys and gals how to grow and pot and maintain your beautiful Coleus from May till late fall and beyond, depending on where you live. And then you can bring them inside, which is why I like to make these pots, because people can bring them inside. If you have a nice bright window, you can keep your beautiful Coleus going all year long. And then in the next spring, you can repot it to a larger pot if you desire. One thing I make sure, and again, if you've been following along, I always bring this up a lot. Coleus, the roots are very, very prolific. They really take over. So if you have a Coleus in a pot this size, which isn't terribly big, within a year, a whole season, there's a good chance that 90% of the soil is going to be, if you were to pop this out, the plant out, you'll find Coleus root throughout. So it's good to repot into a larger pot and add some newer potting soil, because a lot of the nutrients, the mass, the matter of the soil is really taken in by the roots. So just a point on people who keep their Coleus for season after season. You do need to eventually put it in a larger pot. Doesn't have to be tremendously large, but a larger pot with some more soil. Bone meal mix is a good mix to put in with your soil. So what do you think? I can't wait to see these potted. Stay tuned. For those of you who have been following me, know I had to say goodbye to my beloved Yorkie Newton, who's been in a few of my videos over the years. There's Newton's dad, Chooch. I had this tattoo done a few years ago, and I had the same tattoo artist do a memorial tattoo for Newton. It came out so wonderful. Very, very happy. Have Newton with me at all times now. Always be able to, if I miss him, which I do, he's always right here. I can, it's a wonderful thing. Tattoo artist did a great job in the Jersey Shore, Monmouth County. Did a great job on Newton. Now I looked through all the plants I have, and I always try to include these jitters variations for the pots, because they do so well in pots. They just drape over really well. So I try to look for some good jitters, and I always plant enough that I have for the pots. But not every single pot, but certain ones. These tall fluted pots are good for the jitters because they drape down, they have that height and so forth. So but again, you do what you really want. So again, as I mentioned, I'm going to put some Terranias, mix some Terranias in with some other Coleus, and just fabulous, beautiful color. These are just such beautiful color. What's nice about this, why I like the potting, is, everybody loves to get flowers, roses on different occasions. Valentine's Day, what's Valentine's Day without roses? I understand that, but there's nothing better than a beautiful colorful pot of Coleus to give to somebody, because it keeps going. You can care for it and keep it for years, and someone will always remember that plant. It's just a beautiful, it's a nice gift that just keeps going. Again, dollar store, just pick out something. These are really, really nice. These are really beautiful planters. They have like a little leather strap. They're not $1. I think they were on $8 or something. But I adjust that when I do my pricing and so forth. I think we're getting a good view here. Just a little imagination. I just really look at the Coleus I have and the color pots, and just my experience. The years earlier. Here's a Saturn and a kaleidoscope. I already trimmed it, so we have plenty of time. This is gonna boost it in, because Coleus want to keep growing. So how do you get a nice full Coleus? Is you stop the growth up top. You keep trimming the top. And the Coleus is saying, hey, I want to grow, I want to grow. So it's going to go, you're going to start forming shoots down here. So that's the key to nice full Coleus, is get it to the height you want and keep trimming the very tops as they come in. So, but yeah, we have some Terranias, and I had mentioned I took some advice from YouTube, one of my subscribers, and said, hey, try mixing it up a little bit, and so here we are. A Terrania with some kaleidoscopes. There's a nice Kong red and Terrania. Colossal marble and some Terranias. It's a watermelon wizard rose and a colossal marble. Different color colossal marbles. There's a colossal marble. And it's just a different color, but just beautiful. Plenty of room to grow. You can argue I can add another Coleus here, but we'll see how this fills out. Don't want to cram them in. Give them room, because these are going to grow and they're going to fill up. These are those oval tins. I'm not thrilled with these. I have so many of them, but I'm just not really. They're kind of flimsy. I mentioned in earlier videos, if you're following along. Really don't. I'm not thrilled with them, but I'll make up a few. They do sell. That's not my main goal, but obviously, you know. Beautiful striking color. I love these wizard rose Kongs. The wizard rose, watermelon rose Kongs. Beautiful, beautiful color. There's a multi kaleidoscope and the Terrania. And that's going to be a fabulous, that's a nice size Coleus. So pot. The larger your pot, the larger your plant is going to be. You know, you can only, I mean, these will get large, but when you put them in really large planters, they really start to stretch out. So there's another beautiful, like I say, this is something I have a handful of these jitters. They have like a hot pink, and these just look so fabulous with these blue. I think these blue are my favorite fluted pots, but they're a little difficult on my racks inside to stand because they're kind of top heavy, so I could be careful. Sometimes I get accidents, they fall over. So but here you are, really beautiful. And we got so much more growth to go. These are still like juvenile Coleus. Just watering at this point, and starting next week I'm going to switch over, now that they're in pots, starting next week I'm going to switch over to the Miracle Grow water soluble plant, general purpose plant food on the hose. The hose feeder, it automatically feeds. And that's what really kicks these in every 10 days or so, 10 to 12 days. Coleus don't need a lot of fertilizer. You don't have to go crazy, but I've done it. I've grown them without the fertilizer, and it makes a big difference if you feed them. You know, between feeding them correctly, the well-drained pots, good potting soil, and trimming, that's your three or four key things. It's not that you don't have a green thumb. I try to make it very easy to understand and not complicated. Just those few things, that's all you need to do. Just give them attention every day. We're all busy, but give them that little bit of attention. Get to know, you know, some Coleus don't do real well in direct sun. These have, the Terranias love sun. So they do need some sun, but you can do this. You can easily grow these. They're beautiful, beautiful plants. All right, so stay tuned, keep following along. We'll keep in regular updates as we pot more and more of these beautiful, beautiful Coleus. We'll update every week to see how they're doing, and you can see how fast they grow and how beautiful they grow. And you could follow along and share my grief as I have to sell these starting in June, the end of June. Again, if you're in the New Jersey area, Bayhead Farmers Market, Bayhead, New Jersey, Bridge Avenue on the Manasquan Bank lawn. I'll be there with 2 other local farmers, Kaufman's and Mike's Farm. That's in New Jersey, Ocean County, 1 block in from the ocean in beautiful historic Bayhead, New Jersey. So hope to see you there if you're a follower and you're in the New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania area. About an hour from Philly, Atlantic City, or New York. So take a trip. Thursdays are beautiful days to come down the shore. Lots of restaurants, things to do. Come down, buy some Coleus, and enjoy the Jersey Shore. So I hope you had a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend. And don't forget the troops. Main thing is, as I mentioned in all my videos, most of my videos, a portion of my proceeds here on the YouTube channel and my farmers market and so forth goes to charities such as the USO Wounded Warriors and Paralyzed Veterans. So you'll be helping out great causes as you watch, and those of you who buy my Coleus. So thank you, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.